At Investor Central, my name is Sarah Hadi Devraj, and we are at the Malaysian Property Showcase 2012 here at the Orchard Hotel. Now, I'm going to be talking to one person first. His name is Ching. I think he's right behind us. Let's just go and have a word with him and see what he has to say. Hi, John.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. Hey, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Okay, so you were talking to us about the My Second Home. What is
Yes.
the second home? This
Yes.
banner says it all, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. The Malaysia My Second Home program is actually a Malaysian government program for foreign people to come and live in Malaysia on a long-term basis. It's open to a family, like the husband, the wife, and children up to 21 years old. To come and live in Malaysia, and there are a lot of incentives that the government gives to encourage the popularity of this program. To date, it's one of the most popular long stay in another country program in the world. I think it's definitely one of the most affordable. For example, the categories are just divided into below 50 years old and above 50 years old. If you are below 50 years old, you will need to put 300,000 ringgit money in a fixed deposit in Malaysia to qualify for the program. If you are above 50 years old, the amount needed is only 150,000 ringgit. And of course, you're free to purchase properties and live in Malaysia. And in fact, one of the incentives is the government gives out a tax-free car for you to purchase a tax-free car in Malaysia.
A tax-free car?
Yeah, that's right. So you buy a car relatively at 30 to 40% cheaper than a normal person buys a car in Malaysia.
So do you actually have to sign on for this Malaysia My Second Home? Or is it open to everyone?
You have to do a small application, of course, and we are the agent that is authorized by the government to promote and solicit people who are interested for the program. To date, we have about 15,000 families from all over the world, including Singaporeans, since this interview is in Singapore, that comes to Malaysia to live under this program. Yeah, it's been pretty successful so far.
So mostly it's not for Malaysians per se, it's more for investors from overseas. Not even investors though, homestay people from overseas.
Yeah, homestay people plus investors. Really, there are different classes of people that gets attracted to the program. Four broad categories of people, for example. We have people from more developed countries like Europe and USA or Japan, South Korea, and maybe Singapore that comes to live in Malaysia, particularly for the lower cost of living, while not sacrificing any standard of living. Malaysia has quite creditable infrastructure, so the foreigner would not have to sacrifice any standard of living. And the category number two is we have people from lesser developed countries, like certain parts of China, Bangladesh, Pakistan. This the upper level, the higher end of people from these countries, the financially independent ones, they come to live in Malaysia under this program, partly because of the higher level of infrastructure and the higher standard of living they could find. And we also have people who have been working in Southeast Asia all their life, and when they retire, they don't want to return to their home country anymore. And it might be too expensive to settle down in places like Hong Kong and Singapore when they're not working anymore comparatively, so they come live in Malaysia. And we have category number four, or the last one, generally speaking, is we find that we have people who are just purely investors, and they apply for the second home program to get a status in Malaysia. Partly after putting so much money in Malaysia, they will feel more comfortable if they have a legal status.
So it's legal for them to get a home under the under the second home program, but invest it out, like rent it out. So it's legal in Malaysia to do that.
Yes, you are permitted, definitely. Indeed, you are permitted to buy a house or a few houses and rent it out and collect the rent every month.
So there's no like particular like you have to stay in your house for 5 years. You know, in Singapore it's sort of that way now. You have to stay in your house for at least 5 years before being able to rent it out. So it's not happening in Malaysia now.
No, not in terms of rent. In terms of rental, you could rent it out from day one and collect rental. No, I'm just the other aspect that you should think about is, of course, we also have a slight real property gains tax, which is not so much. It's only 10% on the profit you gain on selling a house if you sell it within 5 years. So that is not such a deterrent. We don't have huge obstacles in terms of investment profit. Say in terms of higher stamp duty or things like that, which I'm sure we'll see some Singaporeans being driven offshore, to find investment opportunity. And from another perspective, properties in Malaysia has really been appreciating gradually. There is no sudden leap in the graph going upwards. Generally speaking, properties in Malaysia has increased by about 7.5% per year for the last 3 years. So, in my opinion, that's a pretty healthy growth. It's certainly not a sign of a bubble in making. And it looks like the price appreciation is stable and should hold, and that should be welcome news for overseas investors. And in Malaysia, properties can be owned directly under your own name, and the process of purchasing a property in Malaysia is exactly the same as a local would go through to buy a house. As an example, me as a Malaysian, if it takes 3 months for me to get all the paperwork done and the transfer, for a foreigner, it's the same process. Therefore, Malaysia has one policy that is for the locals as well as for the foreigner, the same one policy with no difference.
So Malaysians don't actually have sort of a benefit or an upside for being Malaysian to even invest in their own country.
No.
Well, in that sense, yes.
The direct benefit, the attraction, the incentives of the program, of course, stands out stark, and that is the aim of the program, to give noticeable and obvious benefits for the foreigners, like the car exempt, one car exempt of tax, and to live in Malaysia and enjoy the lower prices of cost of living, which in a lot of ways is actually subsidy by the Malaysian government for the people living in Malaysia, including the foreigners under the second home program. Malaysians do benefit from this, but we benefit from this in a direct, indirect, longer term way. Like every foreigner that comes to live in Malaysia would have to spend for daily expenses, will have to purchase items, and therefore the companies in Malaysia, the individual business owners will flourish, and that contributes indirectly and a long-term basis to the economy. That's the intention of the Malaysian government for the program.
So your word is, the word from John, where would you invest in Malaysia? Malaysia is pretty big. Where would you invest in?
In terms of price appreciation, if we are looking for price appreciation, then I would recommend the stable and traditionally sought after places like around the KLCC area.
So still KL. KL is the place to go still, in 2012.
No, I haven't finished.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And going outside of KL would be Penang. Penang has turned out to be a big attraction among foreigners in terms of property investment, because the property market there is very attractive, and after all calculations is done, the price appreciation, potential for price appreciation is still quite big. So, and apart from Penang, maybe Johor Bahru is also a good up and coming place, especially around the Iskandar region. So that would be in terms of dollar and cents investment in terms of dollar and cents investment returns. But of course, if you're looking for a better lifestyle and returns in terms of softer returns in terms of lifestyle, then you should look outside the big cities where the price for a condominium in the city could get you a big bungalow by the beach or on top of the mountain with the clouds blowing through you.
So that's another opportunity for investors as well. Yeah, word from John Ching. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. Thanks so much. Anyways, you can contact us at contact@investorcentral.org. My name is Sarah Hadi Devraj at Investor Central.